Hi, I am Bethany, one of the owners of Crossfit Bayswater. We're here today to talk to Sam. We're going to be talking to her about her multiple sclerosis and how it impacts her life. So here we go, Sam.
So, prior to my diagnosis, I was a full-time teacher, teaching year 10, 11 and 12. Pretty successful with that. I had some pretty good results for year 12. I exercised, I had fun, I had a lot of friends, and my life was perfect essentially. And then 2015 in July, I was exercising and I was doing a beep test and I couldn't run. I was really dizzy and I just put it down to being tired. And it was the start of the school holidays and teachers always get sick school holidays, so I just thought it was nothing. And then I went to the doctor because I was just getting dizzier and dizzier, like I was drunk all the time. And the doctor said that I had vertigo and just to relax and get over it. And so I did, and waited and waited, and I was just getting worse, and I was starting to slur my words, which was interesting because a lot of people thought that I had been drinking, and then I couldn't actually move my arm and write on the board. So my students were starting to say, can you write some notes? And I just couldn't anymore. So I went back to the doctor, they gave me some medication and I continued to get worse to the point where I couldn't walk. I was dragging my right leg and losing lots of weight. I started off at 65 kilos and healthy, and I was down to 50. So I took myself to various hospitals and they told me to relax and nothing was wrong. I had a CT scan and that was okay as well. And because I was so beside myself, because nobody would believe me, they told me to go see a social worker at hospital, which was devastating. But the next day, a senior person who went over my CAT scan said that they actually saw something. And I was at the point now where I went, yes, I told you. Someone finally believed me. I didn't care what it was, I just knew that something was wrong and that I couldn't do anything anymore. So things...
That was when they gave you your official diagnosis?
No, but things moved really quickly because I was deteriorating so badly, and I'm not sure if they thought it was a brain tumour, but I had an MRI and had my diagnosis pretty quickly, and then was in hospital for 5 days straight away.
And when they gave you your diagnosis, what were your thoughts?
Look, I guess like a lot of people, I didn't know a lot about MS. So I kind of just felt that I would just deal with it the best way I could. And then it's not until after that you start looking at Google, Dr. Google, and they tell you that you're going to be pretty bad pretty quickly. And that's when I probably started to go downhill a little bit emotionally as well.
What sort of symptoms did you have then?
My symptoms, so dizzy, really, really dizzy. Cognitive things, so I went from being able to read, an avid reader, to not really comprehending things properly anymore. Tired, really tired, really, really tired. The right side of my body, terribly weak, and even my arm had absolutely no control in it whatsoever. Couldn't write, and my whole right leg down to my toes just didn't work. And I'm regaining a lot of that slowly.
What type of medication or alternative methods did you try?
So I started off, when I decided that I was going to be well, or try to be as well as I could, I went on an MS retreat, which was at the Ian Gawler Cancer Foundation. And they teach you the science behind MS and your brain and how it works and why you have MS. And then a whole lot of studies about food, exercise, and all that sort of stuff. So that was 2016. I took that on board and changed a lot of my life, particularly eating and not so much exercising at that stage because I was really scared because I couldn't move the right side. Tried some drugs for my MS, and it affected my liver, so I had to come off that, and so I then have started an IV treatment called Tysabri, which only now I'm adapting to. I had to have a whole lot of pre-meds because I couldn't breathe being on it, and I broke out in hives and stuff, so I'm finally adapting to that medication, but it's taken a year.
So what made you start CrossFit?
It got to the point where I was sitting on the couch, just tired, and I just had that thought that I've got to do something and I need to build up my strength and use what I've got while I've got it. So I ended up calling CrossFit Bayswater, and this guy called Elliot, he said that he'd just finished studying MS, and he was really comforting and it was really refreshing. And he said, come in and he'll show me a few things and he'll work with me with my strength, my mobility. And as soon as I walked in, everyone was just unbelievably supportive and welcoming. And Elliot just made sure that I was okay, and then I didn't overdo it, but at the same time I didn't use it as an excuse not to try things. So I came in, I couldn't run, I couldn't lift weights really, and that was a year ago.
Why did you choose CrossFit Bayswater?
Well, it's not the closest box, I guess, for me, but it certainly promoted itself really well, I guess, on Google and stuff, and then just having that first trial session, I couldn't not come back. So.
Why do you want to tell your story, Sam?
I guess I was told that I can't do stuff when I was diagnosed, and I chose to believe it for a little while, but coming in here and starting to exercise and getting the support that I have, and knowing that I can start doing it, I want other people to keep on fighting too. I don't want people to believe that they can't. Definitely can, and the results are amazing.
And that's why it's important to you?
Yeah, I don't want, someone gets a diagnosis, I don't want them to stop. I want them to keep going.
So what advice would you give to someone who has just been diagnosed with MS?
Exercise is really important, and to find a community that supports you. Don't do it alone, because you know that people are going to encourage you and they're going to have you back. It's really hard to be motivated on your own and to get up and do things, whereas if you've got people to support you, it makes you want to keep on going. Keep on moving, eat well, be well, and try to be as happy as possible.
If you could tell the doctors something that they would listen to, what would that be?
That there's more than just drugs to make a person well. It is a combination of things, and they complement one another. So the stronger I'm getting, the better I'm tolerating my medication. The stronger I'm getting, the better I want to eat. It's not just about drugs, it's about the holistic approach to MS. So when I first started CrossFit, I still had a lag in my right leg. And I was really grateful that Elliot was nice enough to allow me to warm up just on the bike rather than run with the others to do a warm up. And then one morning there was a workout, a partner workout, where you had to run 400 metres while the other person worked out doing weights or something, I think, doing something. And thanks to you, Beth, and Elliot, you both encouraged me to give it a go. Also, my partner, Peter, he made me promise that the next running workout there was, that I would do it, and because I promised, I did. I was super scared that I was going to fall because my right leg still didn't have the control or maybe the muscle that my left leg had. So I went for that run, my first ever run in 2 years. And I'd been a fairly active, athletic person before my diagnosis, and then to not be able to do anything, and then to feel the fear to run is debilitating in itself. And I haven't looked back. I've slowly done some running, and there are days where my leg still doesn't want to work as well as what it should. However, there was an opportunity for the group at Bayswater CrossFit to do the MS run for me, and everyone got behind me and they started a group, and somehow I committed to run the 10K with my family. There were, I think, 17 of us in total, and we ended up raising a lot of money. But I guess for me, I was able to run 400 metres, and then all of a sudden I committed to a 10-kilometre run. So it was a big deal for me for several reasons. I had so many people behind me running by my side and with me every step of the way. And then to know that so many people raised money or contributed money for the thing, or for MS, and then to be able to physically do the run, it was amazing. And there was a woman at the end of the cross line in a wheelchair, and I felt really blessed to have everyone run with me, to be able to run and have the motivation, great coaches and everything, to be able to physically do that. So it was quite symbolic.
How are you feeling, Sam?
I'm ready to stop.
Are you smashing it?
I haven't stopped once.
Oh,
But I'm not going to give up.
killing it.
We've also got Ben, who's just finished his half. Runners coming through at the moment.
What are your last thoughts? Is there anything that you want to share?
Just that I wouldn't be this well if it weren't for CrossFit Bayswater.